All right, welcome back, everyone. It is my Wednesday, my Wacky Wednesday. We never know what's going to happen, and I have no idea where Lauren is right now. But she said she was going to be here, but we're going to get started anyways. And Joel, I guess he was on time. But what's up, man? How's it been? Happy New Year, man. I don't think we've been on
Happy
since.
New
Have,
Year.
have we? First, yeah, Happy New Year.
Yeah. I missed last week.
All right. Oh yeah, but you
Well,
did this last week. But you feeling better? You was all sick.
yeah.
All right. Looks like
And then my
Lauren is
kids.
rebooting her computer. She said so. She'll be on
Oh,
shortly.
okay. Yeah. And then my kids got sick. Well, one of them did. I was like, Sunday night was throwing up all night. I mean, I literally slept like, I don't know, maybe an hour. Um, okay. So yeah, what are we gonna do today on Wacky Wednesday?
Well,
What's the
I
plan?
did want to start off with an actual topic at first, and then we can go
Hmm.
wherever the questions go. But I'm seeing a lot more posts going on right now, social media. A lot of people talking about how, simple is better. Trying to keep things boring and simple is the real way to build wealth. But at the same time, I do see a lot. We were just talking about it offline before we started. I think I see a lot of people that were on my channel before have pivoted possibly a little more towards Bitcoin, stock trading, etc. But what's your thoughts on building wealth? And as far as should things be simple and boring, or do we have to be jumping around and hustling and trying different asset classes?
Well, I think the first thing I'll say is it's hard to know where to put your time in because anything that you want to do that's gonna create wealth or provide gains or generate cash flow, it's gonna take time for it to work. It's gonna take time for you to figure out all the nuts and bolts and to get results. And so it's easy to put the work in, not see results for a week or a month or 6 months, and then pivot and then rinse and repeat. So it's hard to sometimes to know where to put your time into. And I definitely have experienced that personally, being in mortgage and then real estate and then content and then podcasting. And then I have two different channels that I put content out there, and then you have other things that you put your time into. So I do think though, getting into a lane where you can find a mentor, find somebody that's already done it and can just help you figure out some of the shortcuts. But I like I'm going to give you a tangible example, like Facebook. What's up, Lauren?
Hi, guys.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year.
Things don't change, I guess. Coming now, being late, but that's all right.
New Year, not new me.
But yeah, we're.
Anyway, Joel's usually the one that's late, so
Well, he's changed. That's his New Year's resolution. He's gonna be on
we
time and
we
show up.
switch on and off, really.
But
Mm.
yeah, we're kind of digging into the simple path to wealth. Is that the way to go? Should it be boring, or how do you find out what's the right path for you? If should it be simple? I guess, and that's a lot of stuff I'm hearing on social media. And I was telling Joel offline. A lot of people that maybe were on my channel before. I do see them possibly looking like they're doing other things as far as investing. But Joe is kind of touching on, focusing on one or how to focus. It's difficult, right? So Joe, you had more stuff to add to that.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is just like one specific example that you put time in, you put work into, like Facebook, for example. I put content on Instagram, I put content on YouTube, I put content on Facebook. Um, until like the last 2 months, that I actually figured out more about the algorithm just through trial and error. Like, oh, well, that's working. That's working. I'm gonna double down on that. I'm gonna double down on that, and then you start to see the algorithm push your content out further, and you get more engagement and et cetera, et cetera. But I wouldn't have gotten there without just putting the work in and just believing in the process. And that's just one example. And there's a million others I can apply it to. But I think if you apply it back to your stuff in Pittsburgh, right? I mean, you're getting off market deals, you're getting more deals, you're getting better deals now than you did in the beginning. And it's just a pure element of staying in the same lane for a long time. That's hard for many people to do. Now, the idea of pivoting out of real estate, I mean, that's kind of a different conversation. Um, but
I do
Lauren,
know a
yeah.
lot of people that are pivoting. I actually just had this conversation with a friend of mine. She's a nurse and she bought a short-term rental in Joshua Tree, a short-term rental on Maui, and then did like an apartment syndication. And she is she like calculated if she had put that money in the market, she's actually lost money on both her Airbnbs. She's selling her Maui condo at a loss because her short-term rental permit was taken away. And so the condos are just aren't selling for what they were selling for because you just can't get the rent that you can get as a short-term rental on a long-term rental. And then her Joshua Tree, she also sold. I don't know if I think that was like a break-even situation, but she's a nurse and she's just like, if I just focus on moving in my career into like a better position that gives me more time and isn't as stressful, and just focus on my 401k match and investing in the market, she was like, I could retire in 5 years. And she hasn't had that much success in real estate. And so she's just like, I think I might just be moving away from real estate altogether. So it's interesting. I think there's like we're part of this cohort of COVID investors where we all kind of got in at a time that was just a different economy, and people were doing Airbnbs and they were just making a lot of money. And if they weren't planning for a downturn in the Airbnb market, they could be finding themselves in a bit of a pickle. Or if regulations change, that's the thing about Airbnbs, is you have to be ready for a pivot at any point because it could just have to be a long-term rental. So yeah, I feel like if you didn't have success early on in real estate, it could be easy to be like, this isn't working, this doesn't work for me. But she has a great job, so that might be the best decision for her. But for other people, it might be that real estate really is the path to financial freedom. And if they just focus on it and stay in it and find ways to pivot, no matter what job you're in or what you're doing, there will come times where things change and there'll be like economic hard times. But I think right now is a good opportunity. Like if you can get into the market, there are a lot of people that have those 5-year commercial loans that are coming up for apartments, and people who are getting out of Airbnb and all of these things. So if you can get in now and make it work and find deals that are working, you can do really well. And I feel like when we do have another upturn, you'll be ready to cash in on that.
I do want to add, like I always kind of tease you about being like a butterfly and just, but so that's why for you, is it really boring though? Like what, because like I said, real estate for a lot of people, it may seem boring, right? But you've done, like I said, short-term rentals, equestrian farm, where you're the only person I know do it, and your boutique hotel. So for a lot of people, we're trying to explain that, yeah, it should be simple and boring, the path to wealth, but you also seem to be kind of slightly different, I guess. I don't know. Can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah. Well, I feel like the thing about real estate is that it is all similar in the way that, like, once you learn how to analyze deals, you can apply that to any type of property. It doesn't matter if it's a single family home, a multifamily, or an apartment complex. And for me, what gets more interesting is like, I started out buying a house that was literally $50,000. So I just was working within the capital that I have, and the projects that I get to do now change because I have more capital. So I maybe would have been doing these things in the beginning if I could have, but I couldn't have. And thankfully I didn't, because I would have made too many mistakes. But for me, it's fun because you get to change and grow. But maybe I would have made more money if I did just stick with buying like fourplexes, and I would have like 24 plexes by now. But because I'm like, oh, I'm going to do a boutique hotel now, or I'm going to do equestrian properties. Like, I don't know. It's hard to know what would have led to the most success. But I also think it's important um, to enjoy your life. And one of the equestrian farms, like, I had a 2% interest rate on that. A lot of people would have told me, you're an idiot for selling that. But I'm having a lot of fun with what I'm doing, and I'm able to do it. So for me, making the most amount of money isn't always the goal. It's also to like enjoy the projects that I'm doing. So I can do that like within the parameters of real estate.
Joel, you have anything to add to that?
I just think from a standpoint of the markets and the market evolution, the market, cycles, we're just, we had a big wave of people getting in the market and having some early successes kind of in that 2020 and 2021 timeframe. And from a standpoint of right now, when I'm talking to people that are buying their first rental properties in this market or their second properties, there's this element of, well, I don't know if this is going to work. I don't know. The numbers make sense on paper, but what's going to happen in the markets going forward? What is appreciation going to continue to go up? Is it going to flatline for 10 years? We had so much appreciation in just a short period of time that are we due for a decade of just flatness? I mean, I don't really know the answer to that, but that's some of the questions that come into the equation, I think, for a lot of people. So I don't know. I mean, you can never change the past, right? All you can do is keep moving forward and learn from it. But real estate is never going away, and I think there's always going to be deals out there. You just gotta find them. Sometimes they're harder to find and harder to get. And like I have clients right now that are putting deals on, and you go in like this. So somebody was desperate to get this thing sold, and we're talking about a $300,000 multifamily, and then you go through inspections, and then we got $40,000 knocked off the price. And so, I mean, we probably expected a little bit, but not that much. And so you just never know when you find the right seller that is motivated. So I think there's always deals. I think it's just, you never know until you have hindsight. So you just got to have a little bit of faith.
Yeah, I think it's also like that mentality too, where if you're going into real estate looking for like a get rich quick scheme, you're not going to find it. The time is a friend to real estate. And the only people that I know that lose money in real estate are the ones who sell because they're not in it for the long-term game. And over time, their real estate always goes up and you're paying it down. So you're creating that equity through time. We're not going to probably see something like we saw during COVID of these huge jumps in equity in a short amount of time. That's just probably not going to ever happen again in our lifetime.
Flavio is asking you, Joel, but are you opening a daycare? I guess he saw your post.
Well, I do like leering. I think leering is very important for our younger generation. So no, I won't be opening up a daycare, but I'll apply the same principles to many other things, probably.
Yasit makes a good point, though. He said, instead of saying boring, try saying predictable and repeatable. That's how things get built to last. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess on that point, I mean, if boring is supposed to work, I think why do most people quit before it pays off? You think so? Like your friend Lauren that you're saying she's possibly going to pivot. Like, why do you think they maybe quit before it actually sees the benefits of real estate?
I think because people get discouraged. It's all about mentality. It's like, why do people not ever fulfill their New Year's resolutions? It's like almost like a discipline thing. It's like we all know what it takes to go to the gym and become fit and get in shape, but doing it and knowing what to do are like two different things. So I think it's hard to follow through, especially if you're losing money on something. Like when something gets hard and you're like, oh, I got to figure out a creative way to make this work. It'd just be easier for me to sell it and take a loss. And for some people, if they're high earners, it might not be worth their time or they don't have the time to do it. So it might not be that they may have made a mistake on the purchase. Um, but yeah, I think people quit for lots of different reasons. But for on the boring part of it, I feel like people quit when things get boring because they're like want that new thing and they think like, oh, this should be exciting and fun. Um, and so then they sell before they're getting their payout. And I am guilty of this too. Like I am, even with this 1031 exchange that I'm doing, there's a part of me that just really wants to like do something fun. I'm like, oh, I should get a property. And I was like, no, this is not the time. You don't have the luxury of that. Like, exciting and fun is a luxury. I was like, just buy a boring little apartment building or some condo, some ski condos, like just long-term rentals is all I'm doing with this money. I'm like, I have my fun, weird, quirky project over here, and this one's just going to be boring, stable, steady. I think we just have to learn to love boring.
Yeah.
It needs a rebrand. It's not boring. It's steady, stable income, easy cash flow. Easy. We love easy.
Well, that's taking it back to Josh Burdick's comment earlier. He said, "I'm boring. That's why my marriage has lasted so long."
Yes.
And Lauren is not on Facebook, so I'm not sure if she knows or what Flavio is talking about here. But Flavio's asking Joe, "Do you have a new girlfriend? I saw on Facebook. Congrats."
What? Our eligible bachelor, eligible no more?
Just a friend. Just a friend.
A
An old
Facebook
friend.
friend?
An old friend. An old friend.
That's how I met my current boyfriend.
Ah.
An old friend.
Let's see here. Joe is Flavio says Joe is my hero. Yeah, Yasik makes a great point. I think
My mid-range game is pretty impressive, so thank you.
Yasik, I think this is kind of maybe what your friend is feeling. It says, "It's not as sexy as they thought it would be. We're all humans, and it's not for everyone. Discipline beats motivation any day." Yeah.
Okay, but I get frustrated with the term discipline because, where do you get it from? Like, you don't just like wake up out of bed and have discipline. So like, where do you get it? How do you build it? That's my thing. Like, you don't just like wake up and just have it. Like, you have to work on it every day and little by little.
Yep. Little micro habits.
Yeah.
Any advice or thoughts on that, Lauren? Like discipline?
So I feel like when I was a dietitian, this is like the thing that I thought about the most every day is you would get people who'd have like quadruple bypass, and then they'd wake up in the morning and you'd say, okay, you have to change these. This is 100% lifestyle related. If you want to live, these are the habits that you have to change. And there are people that just would be like, no, I won't do it. I'd rather die. So I think number one is you have to want it. Like, you have to be like, yeah, this is something that I want, and I want financial freedom. I want to be in real estate, whatever your motivation is, you have to figure it out. I hate when I hear people say this, but you have to find your why. I hate that term, but really you do. You have to figure out why you're doing it so that you can like have the goal to focus on. And then micro habits, like I would tell people, when if you want to start walking 30 minutes a day, that starts with, before you're ever going to walk, I want you to get your running shoes and I want you to put them by the door. I want you to set out your clothes so that when you wake up, you're not even deciding what you have to wear. Like, you're taking all the decisions out beforehand when you're not even thinking about doing it. It's like, I'm not going to go walk right now, but right now I'm just going to put my clothes out and my shoes out. And those little things increase your success. So it's like setting yourself up for your future self up for success. And then schedule things like, okay, I'm going to walk for 30 minutes on Tuesday at this time. And you just follow that. So it's like, you're not making decisions for yourself right now. Cause if you have to find motivation in the moment, it's really hard to do, but we all believe that we can do it in the future. So if you do all the little things, then that moment comes and your shoes are there, your clothes are there, and you're like, oh, it's time to walk. You just go put your shoes on and you go for your walk. It's a lot easier when you pre-plan your success.
Can I add on to that real quick? So Josic says that's why it's not for everyone. Discipline is doing the thing we know has to be done, not what we want to feel like. And I love this part of the conversation because you mentioned pre-planning and putting the shoes by the door, taking the thought out of it. And so, in my ADHD brain, when I'm trying to adopt a new behavior or a new habit, I know personally that when I'm excited about it and it's new, I'm going to do it for a day or 2 or 3, but then maybe after 5 days or 7 days, I might forget about it. And then if I forget one day, then that creates a larger likelihood that I'm going to forget it the second day. And so that's where I know that I have to give myself a little bit of grace and say, well, if I miss a day, it's okay because I'll just do it the next day. And then take those wins from, walking 30 minutes into walking 2 minutes, or, I want to be able to do it 1 day a week or 3 days a week, and then building it up, just knowing that like I have to break it down to such small parts and build those little bitty wins up over a period of time. And my goal is to be able to get to the point where I'm doing it, for a week straight and then 14 days straight. And if I have to regroup and start back over, that's okay. But because I know I'm on the path of rebuilding my subconscious mind. So,
Yeah.
that's my take on it.
The research shows that when something becomes a part of your identity, then it's like easy to do it. And I feel like I'm huge on environments. Like when I would go to Bali, I would be working out multiple hours a day and there was no motivation or discipline necessary. When I'm here in Idaho to go to the gym, it's like, I'm like, okay, I have to go. I put it on my schedule. But there I was excited. And it's because the environment is different. I'm going there. It's social. If you add things that you're getting out of it besides just that one thing. So like you go to a workout class and you have your girlfriends there or your guy friends and you get that time, or you're like on the beach or you're getting something else out of it just besides the workout. It's a lot easier to be accountable to it. I mean, I'm guilty of it. If I could figure this out, I would have my social media would be on point. But like I cannot. Like I just hate doing it.
Well,
I mean, like just to give you an example, like on Facebook, last like week I posted like over 30 times a day. And like the majority of them are just snippets on Twitter. I just take a snapshot on Twitter and post it. And those are some of the ones that, I mean, I have one post that's got 100,000 views on Facebook. So that's just an example of me finding like, okay, I'm with my kids, they're watching a show, and I have to be very attentive to them because 1 second later they could be tearing each other's throats off and scratching each other.
Yeah.
So like a mindless thing that I can do is just
socket.
What's that?
Sticking a pen in a electrical socket. Like
yeah. Well, no, or like hiding the remote. Like we couldn't find the remote for 2 days because one of them put it behind the window shade.
Oh
and
my
then we
gosh.
couldn't find it. Anyway, so yeah.
Yeah. You got to be diligent. You got to multitask.
Mm-hmm. So for content, what is the lowest hanging fruit of thing? What is the most thoughtless thing that you can do to put content up that you know is repeatable? That's the question that you would
I know, but
try to determine.
The only thing is I'm like, does that help though? Is like, is it better to not do content at all than to just do like little things that I feel like I'm like are kind of just like meh?
Well, Joel said somebody reached out to you, right, on a post or something you had, and it wasn't even related to lending, right? So I mean, isn't that what you said the other week? You had a post on something else random.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, on Facebook, yeah, like somebody reached out to me on something completely random and like asked me a question about a DSCR loan or whatever it was. And so just people seeing you over and 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 over is 9/10 of the battle, especially on Facebook, because those are people that know you. And then the thing is they may never comment, they may never react, they never do anything in terms of interacting with your content, but they're going to see it. And they see it over and over and over and over again. At some point, they're going to reach out, or they may comment, and that's the time. So that's the thing.
No, I know the value of social media is like, it's huge. I know some friends who like aren't really even that good at real estate and haven't had that much success in real estate, but they're excellent content creators and they have so much opportunity. I mean, they're raising capital, they're doing deals, and I'm just like, they're great content creators, and like there's so much value in that.
They're all attractive females, probably.
No.
Oh.
There's some men too.
Harrison is asking, how do you talk to friends and family about future planning? I keep getting lectures of depopulation and cities going to be empty. Classic doomers. Oh.
Sometimes I feel like it's better to not talk to those people about those things. Like I feel like you can't necessarily change somebody's like that's a big feat, a big undertaking to change somebody's vision of the future. And I feel like when I talk to people like that, it's like just unmotivating where I'm like, oh, well, that was a big waste of energy because I'm never going to change their perspective. And it turns into like you trying to change theirs, them trying to change yours. And it's just a big waste of energy. I feel like if anything, you could, if they bring it up and you don't want to be rude, you can just like entertain the conversation, but not try to convince them of anything. I think the best thing that convinces people is them watching you. Like just be the living example and have your success and do your thing. And once you get 10, 15 years down the road, they're going to be looking back going, dang, I wish I had done what he'd done. That would have been great. Turns out the cities haven't all depopulated and are not empty. And now I have nothing because I was planning on that. So I feel like sometimes those conversations are best left unhad.
Yeah, it's challenging. I think the biggest thing is, do they have they just given up hope, or they, I mean, it's fine to feel what these people may feel, but what
Yeah.
is their solution to it, right? Or what is their, how are they gonna make their lives better? So you can believe, depopulation and cities are gonna be empty, but what are you gonna do about it in a sense to make your situation better? I think that's the biggest thing. I mean, but some people have just given up hope, seems like, right? They're just,
Yeah.
everything is negative. They have no solutions to things, and they're just giving up.
Well, and also if you're talking to somebody like that, you can be like, "Okay, well, what do you think is the future? Do you think that we're gonna need more like small farms, like micro farm? Like, are they like think about buying up land in certain areas? Like, where are people going to be moving to, or what resources? Maybe you're buying places that have water rights. Whatever they think. I think putting a little more of a positive spin on it, like we all have the ability to take action for the future, even if we think that some things are in decline.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Oh, well, I don't know if you guys want to answer. Lauren says she doesn't know any foot. Like she watches football, but Joe V is asking, who is Lauren and Joel rooting for?
Who's playing? I'll tell you.
Well, he only cares about the Bears and Packers game. He's a
Mm.
Packers fan. I'm a Bears fan.
I did see a tiny bit of a Bears game the other day. I was at a restaurant.
And who are they playing?
It was on Sunday.
Oh, the 49ers game? That was a really
Yeah,
good game. They lost, but it was a very good game.
they
Yes.
did lose. And they did something, I can't remember what it was, but they did something where I was like, "Ooh, that's bad." They like
What?
they
Yeah,
made a big mistake. I can't remember what it was, and I wouldn't even know the term for it if
uh,
like an interception or something. I don't know.
it happened. Yes, but yeah. So Jovi is saying, yeah, he's telling Harrison, that's what school is for. Kind of get around people that are headed in the
Mhm.
right or the same direction. I wouldn't say right direction, but everyone's kind of headed in that same direction or same path. Yes, Bill. All right, Bill. Bill said have to say Bears. Right on, Bill. Thanks for tuning in.
I'm rooting for the Bears for you, Mark.
All right.
I love
See,
a good underdog.
what do you mean? They're favored. They're the number 2 seed in the
I did hear that actually when I was
yes.
listening. That was like, "Oh, surprising." But then they
Ah,
just lost, so I
well,
was
they
like,
lost but they didn't have anything to play for, because even if they lost, they ended up as the number 2 seed. So it didn't matter very much. But
"Not a
anyways,
winner's mentality." That's exactly what we're talking about right here.
Win or
anyway,
go home every game.
Yeah,
all right. Would you say the biggest enemy to wealth is impatience or ego?
impatience, because I know a
Mm.
lot of people with huge egos that are very wealthy. I don't know that I don't I'd like to believe that it's ego, but I don't think that it is. I know there are a lot of people that I know that I'm like, that person has a huge ego and I really don't want to work with them. And maybe I won't. Some people I don't, but like they're very successful. And I think sometimes people who are like really selfish and have low morals can be more successful because they don't mind taking advantage of people and like stepping on people on their way up.
Joe,
Yeah,
you
there's
wanna?
this
Yeah.
there's this clip of Hormozy interviewing some real estate investor, some person that's been in the game for a long time, and he's like, "Well, I can explain my strategy, but it might only take 5 minutes, and we can just spend the rest of our conversation talking about other stuff." And he goes on to explain, it's like, "Yeah, this city that's up and coming and growing, what we do is we just take a radius 25 miles outside of the city, go buy up all the land, and then wait 20 years, and that's it. And then
Yeah.
that's how they make their money. All about just time."
Patience.
Did you send me that? Someone sent me that reel. Oh
I
no,
might have.
Yasik posted it, I think, in our group chat.
Oh, okay.
I see
Like the
Monica
same one with
on
like
Instagram.
Hormozy.
Yep. See Monica on Instagram saying she's 49ers are her jam, she said.
Why is she not on YouTube?
I
Nobody's on
don't know.
Instagram.
I sent her the link, so if she's free, she's welcome to join us. Then things will get a little crazy probably. But last week, well, yeah, I mean, last week we did touch on, since you didn't show up, we were talking behind your back, but we were talking about you becoming a broker instead, trying to push you to go to the brokerage side
Oh,
rather than being a lender, right? And is that something you're considering for the new year?
I mean, I gotta plead the fifth on that. I mean, I don't know what I'm gonna do. A lot of variables that go into it. So
Yep.
Well, did you see Monica talking about also like bankers hours for
I
people
did
in,
see that clip. Yeah, yeah. No, I think that that comes up a lot where because like if you look at the actual dollars that go into lending, you have banking, you have mortgage companies, you have brokers, you've got credit unions, and so a bank may be able to provide a better interest rate package, lower fees, lower rates, but they're going to be doing it on banking hours. Like you may not close on time, you might not get the if it's if it fits into the box, great. If it doesn't fit in the box, it's probably not going to close. And so, yeah, I mean, I've had deals come my way where like we may be a 1/4% higher in rate, and the rest of the market is a 1/4% higher in the on rate, but they don't. You closing in 24 days and they don't answer the phone on a weekend or 5 o'clock on a Friday, then you can't get a deal done because every deal has its own variables that pop up that you need to be able to address and take care of at random times. And so, like, we work nonstop. Like, did you see my video from yesterday about being
Sure.
exhausted and like working nonstop?
Yeah.
That's what this job is. Like, we don't stop.
I think Monica's working right now, but I think Flavia's asking.
She's probably in her PJs. That's why she's not on.
Well, she's
Flavia's
in.
asking again where Monica lives.
Well, I
He's
don't know.
asked like 3 or 4 times.
No, I think he's asking where is she on the live today. I think,
Oh,
but
okay.
so we'll answer all three then. So I think she's busy working on someone's loan right now.
Mm-hmm.
She is in Idaho.
Mm-hmm.
I think she private lends or invests in Texas as far as herself. But I believe, I'm not sure if it's 50 states she can lend in. Joe might know
I
better,
think
but I know
so.
yeah, but
No, because she's
a
a
good
broker,
amount
so
though.
she can only lend in a couple. Like her company can
Okay.
lend like a few, like 5, maybe 4 or 5, I think. But she's only licensed in Idaho, as far as I'm aware.
Oh, okay. All right.
Can't stop.
Let's
Sorry.
see what else.
I need to put you on blast, Flavio.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised, but how's the
Are you in
people?
Idaho right now or Florida? Where are you at right now?
I'm in Idaho.
Oh, you weren't here. It was her birthday recently too, Joel. We gave her a happy birthday last week.
Yep.
Oh, did you guys sing?
No,
They did not
You didn't
sing.
sing happy birthday on
No.
air? That'd have been fun.
You weren't there.
I would have sang for you.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
your ears
so
might have
let's
fallen off, but
What? Yeah. Well, let's add in. So Joel is talking about.
Happy birthday. What?
No,
No.
not that. We're not doing that. But
You're 2 weeks too late.
let's add in. You're talking about posting on social media and side hustles, right? Your strive for 25 before. But do you think has hustle culture kind of delayed wealth building in a sense? Like people are trying to do too many
I
things
think
on the
it
side.
I think it depends on where somebody is in their journey and like what their skill set is. Like me doing mortgage, me spending time doing content, which could amplify the same things. So it was in the same lane. Me doing, interviews about income streams and side hustles is it not related to mortgage, but it's a skill set that does apply to my field and helps me learn things that I otherwise wouldn't have been able to learn. So I think if it's aligned, I think it's can be powerful and important. But if you're doing two completely different things, it can be hard unless that other thing you're doing is something where, hey, if I keep doing this and building and building and building, it's going to be a higher income stream in the future if you're able to build it up and then go all in. Like somebody who was working at a retail job and then they're going to go get a certificate working in some type of trade or field or nursing or whatnot. Like you got a different lane that's going to help you get into a higher skilled and higher paying field. So I think it just depends. Like I don't think there's any end all be all. However, if you're constantly just shuffling and shuffling and shuffling and shuffling, you have too many things going on, it's going to be challenging to be able to get traction.
Hey, I'll say Hugo's here, Victor's here. Flavio's asking you, Lauren, but how is the boutique hotel going?
It's going well. We're renting it out right now for the winter to like long-term-ish, like midterm-ish tenants. While we work on getting an architect to design the plans, work with the city, change of use. So it's a long journey, but right now the place is rented out. So it's it's at a nice little pause while I focus on my 1031 exchange.
Oh yeah, Joe doesn't know about that, I believe. That
I think he
Any,
does.
well, we
no,
talked
but
about it in general, but I know that you were looking for stuff.
Yeah,
Is there
still
any
looking.
updates?
No, I've put offers on places.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but
What's
got
an
beat
what's an
out.
example of something that you put an offer on?
I put an offer on a mixed use. It's like right off of Main Street here. And it
Mhm.
was the second story. The downstairs is an eye center, and then the upstairs was offices or apartments, and it was like down to the studs. So it was a build out. So I put an offer on that, but then the other person who had a competing offer had an escalation clause. So
Oh,
um, got beat out for that. And then there's an office building here that I've been considering, but it's a little bit overpriced. And so there's like a couple condos that I was looking at too, that I was like, maybe I just do a couple like easy, like long-term rental condos um, that are at the base of the mountain here because we're getting World Cup next year. So
really?
yeah. So
That's fun. Okay.
yeah, so I was like, maybe I get a couple ski condos for World Cup, and that creates an artificial bump in the market usually, because it's like international and people just come here and they want to buy after. And so I was like, if I decide I don't want to have them anymore, I could sell them at that time. Um, and I'm also
I
going
mean,
to
what about?
what?
I was gonna say. I mean, you could open up a daycare.
Actually, there is a building here that is zoned for a daycare that I was looking at. I was like, okay, a learning center, learning center.
didn't you say though you weren't able to do a 1031 on one of your recent ones though?
Yeah, on the last one, I
Yeah.
I wasn't. You have to use the same entity. So, but I had partners and those partners were exiting. It was just, I think we could have figured it out, but it just like the time crunch of figuring it out. And that also comes down to like having the right person. I'm using a different attorney intermediary this time. And they were like, yeah, we could figure it out. It's very complicated and it would have been a lot more expensive, but we could have done it. Just have to plan in advance. I just didn't really know the right people at the right time.
Well, there is Monica in the chat. She's laughing
Mm.
at daycare. So everyone can pester Monica in the chat and ask why she's not on the live stream today. Hey, Steve's here. Yasik is saying though, he's saying niche first, and only then, if it works, start adding. Don't allow shiny objects to distract. That would,
yeah. Well said. Well said.
Mark, do you feel like with your Pittsburgh stuff? Because I remember kind of in the beginning of us talking, you had like started investing and doing that. Then you took a break and now you're kind of ramping up again. Do you feel like it's because you've just stayed in this lane, even though at one point you were kind of questioning that lane? Do you feel like it's been good that you've stayed in it?
Oh yeah. Well, I was never questioning it. It was more just I could have done a lot of things better to accelerate the process, but it's not questioning it. And I think that is maybe my strength and a flaw to some extent. And it's about, we're talking about discipline or just staying focused. Like for me, it's easy to, I guess, kind of just partly because I'm lazy. So it's like I'm not gonna, I'm gonna just stick this out and ride with it. And I'm not expecting, because I know the market too. So it's not like I expect it to appreciate 20% or 10%. And so for me, that's fine. Others are maybe looking for different type of returns. And for me, it's more solid returns, solid boots in the ground, a good solid market. And for me, that works, right? Others are they're jumping market to market because they're looking for certain types of returns, and that may work for them. But so I think there is strength in being able to just, as maybe Dion would say, part of it is being lazy, right? You're kind of lazy and just focused in what you're working on.
I think being lazy is like an underrated asset.
Oh, yeah, I
Me
agree.
being lazy is kind of the reason I got into real estate because I like hate working.
Yeah, yeah. But but like I always tease you, right? You're like that butterfly though, right? So you may be lazy, but I think you also are trying to find you're you're you're, you're getting enjoyment out of what you're investing in. Like,
Yeah.
and I think that's cool. And I think that's where you want to start to get a foundation though, right? You want a base, and then like you're saying, you can pivot into different things or different investments that may be more attractive and more fun. But as long as you have this solid foundation for yourself, and then you can have more fun with it. Yes, we all missed out on the daycare opportunity. Absolutely. Accidental landlord. It says, what could you have done to accelerate the process? Well, it's just I blew all my capital so quickly and thinking that, and nothing's wrong with that. If you just want to buy long-term rentals and deploy X amount of capital per property, I mean, that's fine. It's just once you start using all your capital, you have less money to invest, right? So it would have been a lot smarter for me to just, I think I talked myself out of doing burrs in a sense, where I was like, I don't want to deal with trying to fix places up and deal with contractors and go through that process. So definitely, I probably should have went that route after getting a good base of properties and getting comfortable in the market, and then I probably would have been able to accelerate because I would have been able to put hopefully pull out most of my money in most of the deals, which is where I'm kind of at now. So a lot of the deals that I'm doing now, a lot of it is very minimal money out of my pocket once everything works out. So I would have been able to do that probably sooner in the journey if I didn't just dump all my capital into like, solid base hits, right? Which is fine. It's just my money was all gone quickly, right? In a sense.
Well, can you expand on that? What you mean? Just because from a viewership standpoint, so 20%, 25% down on a purchase. If you do a fix and flip, you're putting down less money. You build the equity, or you build it out, get equity, and get your money back out, right? I mean, that's the whole goal. Is you can get into the deal with less money out of pocket. Is that what you're saying?
Well, it depends also who you're working with. So some of them you probably would have to come out of pocket up front to
Mhm.
acquire the property. Now, not sure, so to that extent also, I don't think anybody would have lent me money early in the journey from a
Mhm.
no out of pocket. So I still would have had to come up with,
Well,
20%
less
upfront
money out of
possibly.
pocket.
And also
Yeah.
maybe gotten it back out on the refinance. So even if you used your capital, it's not tied up forever. It's just
Yeah.
usable.
But like now, a lot of the past few have been no money out of pocket, basically, to
Mhm.
acquire the property. I mean, yeah, I'm
Mhm.
paying, yeah, well, I'm paying the hard money loan, but as far as acquiring, they're funding the whole deal. So up front, it's no money out of my pocket. Now on the back end, like there was one I got lucky on the appraisal. Initially, I thought I was going to have to leave some money in the deal, which was fine. Like getting a property fully rehab for 10% out of pocket would have been fine. Whatever stuff happened, and anyways, um, did another appraisal, and well, hold on, Joe bounced off. It did another appraisal, and it came in much higher, so it ended up no money out of my pocket for the
Tell
deal.
us more about that deal, like how that was structured. Like someone brought that to you and it was property that needed rehab?
So I bought it for what, 58, I think, or that was the purchase price. Rehab was like 32. So I think all in from that standpoint was what, 90. And then I think my holding cost because of the hard money loans, probably 95, 96 maybe for the 3-4 months total, and then refinanced out. And initially the appraisal came in at like 120, which was on the low end, but it was like, all right, well, like I said, I was fine leaving some money in the deal,
Mhm.
but things happen and I had to pivot. And then anyways, there was a new appraisal done and it came in at 160. So that basically turned it from me having to leave some money in the deal to actually, I got like a couple thousand back at closing.
Mhm.
So it worked out, and that's kind of where I'm at now. And I don't think those deals would have came up to me in the beginning. So I think that's why I always tell people I think it's super important to just get your feet wet, get base hits, understand your market, start building relationships with the contractors, even the property manager. That's another thing you got to navigate, learn that, right? How you're going to manage, are you going to self-manage property manager? So you build all those things up. And then after a while, when you're more comfortable, then you can possibly look for the light rehab, or if you want to do burrs and things like that, then the process starts to speed up a little bit.
Mhm. Yeah, and if you just think about how much your network and everything has grown in this area, if you keep doing it, the more you do it, it's like in the next 5 years, you're gonna have just like even more of a network and experience.
I'm probably done. I think from maybe an acquisition standpoint in Pittsburgh. I
Mhm.
might, if anything, it might be starting to transition into newer stuff in Pittsburgh. Like after a while, start transitioning out of the older ones into the newer properties.
Mhm.
But I'm also probably going to start looking more in North Carolina, probably. I think ultimately that's where I'm going to spend a lot of my time.
Mhm.
But I'm trying to wait also to see where my son may go to school. But that's like 8 years from now if he does go to college. But I think we'll always have some roots in North Carolina. So that's probably where I'm going to start focusing a little bit more of my attention towards
Mhm.
now. But yeah, still Pittsburgh, but it'll be more to like transition from some of the initial purchases
Have you
into.
sold any of the original ones?
Yeah, I sold two. Yeah. So this just bad properties that I, well, not bad. I just long-term headache probably for it. Just tenants, high tenant turnover due to the street in a sense. So the
Mhm.
property itself were fine. It's just, like one-way streets or very tight road where there's almost like nowhere to turn around, so you'd have to pretty much reverse out of the street to get out of there.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So it's fine. It's just unless I kept the rent super low to keep possibly that tenant there for a longer time, but definitely higher turnover. Yeah, Val is in North Carolina, definitely. Yeah. What was the structure of the hard money? Yeah. So for me, it was shit. What did I pay? 14%, but no points, no prepay. So
No points. That's good.
yeah. So I said
Ooh.
that's a lot of that
Hard.
is yeah. So like I said, earlier I probably could have got, there's a lot of those kind of hard money type lenders. But yeah, you got to pay the points, things like
Yeah.
that.
3
And so
points. 4 points.
and you probably have to have a certain amount of money initial. So I think it's usually about 20% you have to have of the purchase, right? Anyway, so you're still gonna have to come up with money up front, typically, even if you do a lot of these online hard money lender type.
How long did it take you to finish the project? How many weeks, months?
It took about about on the time, 3 months, 3.5 months. And I probably could have got more money out. I could have probably got money in my pocket, more money in my pocket at closing. If so, part of it was we leased it for a lower amount because it was winter time, so the rent was lower. I mean, it was above, it met the DSCR, but I could have probably got a higher rent if it was in the springtime, which
Oh,
would
yeah.
have gave me more options to pull out more money at closing. So, the LTV I went with was a little more conservative so that I was still positive cash flow at the rent that I was at. So if it was a different time of year, I probably could have got 5 to 10K in my pocket at closing, possibly. But went a little more conservative because of the time of the year and just get someone in there.
And that's probably better in the long term. Sometimes having the stress of getting every dollar out is not worth it.
Yeah, Yasik is saying put a helipad in for the tenant if they instead of having to drive one reverse back out. Hey, Stan's here. Did you invest in the Oakland neighborhood in Pittsburgh? I lived there for 4 years during college. It was a heavy student. No, I have not invested there. However, Stan, Steve, who's in the chat, I don't know if he's still here, the accidental landlord, he is actually, Oakland was also one of the markets or areas that was recommended to him by one of the agents. So I don't know, maybe have you connect with Steve and give him your thoughts. But yeah, Oakland is a little more college student area. I think that was in the notes that Steve put that he sent me also too. Shoot, we got off topic a little. Anything else you guys want to dig into about? So I definitely believe in simple and boring. That's my standpoint.
It's your middle name.
Yeah.
Mark, simple and boring.
Joe, don't say anything. I see something on your. Did you freeze? Did he freeze up? He does. Oh no, there he is.
Don't say anything, so I didn't. I was
What
gonna ask
else?
Lauren, if
Yeah.
you were gonna start completely over, knowing the knowledge you know today, but you had nothing,
I'd be a better content creator.
where would you invest? What would you invest in? Like to start?
I think I would do burrs. I think I would start in the same way that I kind of started, which is like, I think I'd get really good at the construction process and renovation. So buying, rehab, rent it out, refinance, and then be able to do it again. I would do that because I still think in a way, I feel like that's a simple and boring technique. It's just like tried and true. If you don't have a lot of capital to start, it's to me the best way to build your portfolio in the quickest but most like scalable, efficient, and you learn so much. So I would do that. And as far as the market goes, I think there are a lot of markets. Like there are so many good markets. I would find a market that, I mean, speaking of North Carolina, one of the reasons why I like Asheville is because they had all those floods. I would probably find a market like that that's been hit by something that needs a lot of renovation, and I'd go in and do that because it's like Asheville's a super strong market. They have a lot of places that need to be renovated, and there's also a lot of people that are like kind of not sure they get scared after a natural disaster of living there. So you can they don't want to deal with it. So you can get in there and get things for cheaper, motivated sellers. So I'd probably do that.
And it's a cool little town, right?
It's so cute.
See?
Yeah.
Asheville's cool, man.
No, I love Asheville. If I lived on the East Coast, I'd probably live in Asheville.
Oh, way. Okay. From a standpoint of just like time, right? I mean, if somebody has a full-time job working a 9 to 5 and a family, I
Then
mean,
maybe they choose a different strategy. Like if you're a high earner and you don't have time to manage,
what if you're not what if you're making like middle income?
if
Like,
you're
hey,
like
I want to get ahead and I'm okay spending if spending time on a weekend, is that enough to be able to make that strategy work?
it could if you have more time. Like that comes down to the numbers. Like you got to be able to hold the property for longer. But I would say in that instance, I would say team. Find somebody to team up with that you really trust, who's really handy and good at, like maybe somebody who works in construction, but they have their weekends and you have your weekends, and you both renovate the property on the weekend and you split that deal. I would say teams are important if you are a middle income earner and you don't have a lot of time and you have kids and a family, then you got to find people to help you.
So I remember Emily talking about kind of the way that she analyzes deals. So this is in reference, well, in light of her. When you're looking at a deal, are you a numbers person? Are you like high level? Like how is your personality when you're looking at these deals in terms of what you're good at versus what you're not good at?
Me,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm very much a numbers like I'm looking at the numbers, and that comes down also to like knowledge of renovation costs. Like I remember in the beginning being like, okay, yeah, I can look at all these numbers, but I don't know what the numbers should be. Like how much does it cost to rehab a bathroom? Um, so I think I definitely look at the numbers, but then you also have to look at the je ne sais quoi of a property. Like there's a building here, the office space that I'm looking at, and I was talking to a guy who does pretty much all the office leasing here. And he was like, I don't know why, but that building, it's a beautiful building. It has an atrium. It's in a great location. He's sold residential and office in it. And he said, things take forever to sell in that building. So just when you're thinking about your strategy and your exit strategy, just know that it may take a year to sell. And it's just the weird je ne sais quoi of that building. We don't know why. It's in a great location. It's an awesome building. But for whatever reason, things take a long time to sell. And he can't pinpoint one reason or another. It's just that everything he's done in the last 5 years there is that way. So I think you have to look at the numbers, but as you get to know an area, you learn different things to look out for as well. But I think you have to be like a numbers person a little bit.
I see Aaron Foster tuning in on Instagram. He's with the First Responder Financial Freedom podcast and on Facebook. He just says good morning to everyone, and he's driving past Washington Monument right now. And I asked him if he's on his way to open up a daycare, but he says that until a few years ago, the best adult daycare in the country was 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, Northwest DC. That's the White House address, he said.
Hospice
Biden.
facility.
Let's see.
Yeah, I said if you're not a high earner, the house hack, that's the best way to do it with very little money. I completely agree. If you can house hack and also be renovating, like you're renovating, you only have time to renovate on the weekends, then house hack.
Yeah.
live in it, renovate either the one you're living in while you rent out the other side, and then switcheroo and move into the less renovated one and rent out the renovated. Like, there are ways to do it if you only have the weekends.
Let's see.
Guys, we only have like a month until Vegas.
Yes. I
That's
keep
fair.
telling you what I keep telling everyone that I am still gonna. I'm not sure if you'll be there. I
Me,
said Lauren bought her ticket, but her being there is still
I
something
should
I'm.
probably book my hotel room, actually, now that I think about
Oh
it.
boy, see.
I know.
Well, yeah.
I gotta get my flight and my hotel still. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if your flights have, but Justin Canberra, who's in like the Seattle area, he said flights have doubled to Vegas since then. That's what he's. I mean, or since it's in the past few weeks. He said flights have gone up a lot.
Shoot.
I don't like to hear that.
Yep, school is the place to be. Joe V is asking if. So I was giving away free first months, and actually, I forgot to mention it the other week when I recorded to Zuber, but I still have some more free month offers because somebody, I don't know if he wants me to say his name, but somebody who won some money from our fantasy football league from the school community, the ORAT school community football, donated his winnings to offer to pay for people's first month of school if they sign up. So that
Nice.
offer is still out there. You can take advantage, and some people. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but you can join the school community, and you'll be able to get the Vegas event streamed live in school. So
Nice.
I can see some people just signing up for that, taking advantage of getting the live stream, and maybe they quit after if they don't get any value. But I'll definitely check it out. Yeah, Stan, get your ass in there, man.
Who
Where is Stan right now? What country is he in?
Yeah, I don't know, man. He's all over the place. I don't know where's the last place he's been.
Hey
Hey,
Stan, if
just
you're out there, do you have a link to your blog?
I might have it still here. Hold on, I gotta look for it. Man, hold on, man. There's all kind of quick.
You
I
can
see.
put it
Hey,
in there.
Justin Cambra's in here. He must have heard me talking about him. But yeah, Justin was on with Cody Davis on Monday. He's a rock star agent in the Seattle Tacoma area. But he
I know a lot of those.
what?
A lot of agents in Seattle,
Yeah.
Tacoma, I feel like.
He wants to build his social media till he has a certain goal. He's big on Instagram, but he's trying to build it up. I think 10,000 followers combined, YouTube and Instagram. But he's big in Thatch Squinn's community also. He's one of the coaches there. But I think we're gonna try to do something regular on Thursdays, me and Justin now.
You're like a full-time content creator now, Mark.
Yeah, because I just text Aaron. I told him I'm still on workers comp.
Nice.
Did you see Hugo's comment on my channel?
On your channel, type your link so I can join for free. I
Hope to
mean,
interview you guys for the channel.
people over a certain amount of net worth don't get free membership to school, Hugo.
I mean, I'm wondering, I have a question for Cashflow John Ramirez.
Yes.
He said my market's on fire due to an AI data center being built. I wonder what market that is.
I believe he's in somewhere in the Texas area. I forget exactly
Oh,
where. So, talking about school, Cashflow Johnny Ramirez actually did take me up on the free offer. He was there for a few months, I believe, and I think for him, he wasn't getting the um, value he thought, and he's not part of it anymore. But he's still a big part of the kind of one rental at a time community. I see him all over in the chat, so he's still
still
there.
come to the conference.
Wait, what does that mean? He's not in the community, but he's in the chat. What does that mean?
No, he's in the chat here in
Here.
the live stream chat, but I
Okay.
think he has a lot of things on his plate. So I think for the school community, keeping up with all the stuff interactions going on in there was just maybe too much for him. But I believe he also just acquired or is starting a pressure washing business.
Nice.
So I seen him posting on social media. I believe I don't know if he built it or not, but he built something to haul the equipment around. I think that's what I saw. But anyways, I saw him. He's looking for small businesses to acquire. So I think he also has a shave ice, like a snow cone business.
Oh, cool.
So that, of course, it's not operating during the winter months, but I believe it's going to start kicking back up for him. But so, yeah, so he's in Texas somewhere. I don't know exactly where. If I wanna, I've seen him post about Abilene. So,
Abilene.
yeah, so I don't know if that's where he is or that's where he just invests, but I'm pretty sure he's somewhere in Texas.
Cool.
Okay, yeah, I'll put the school link. Just got back. Oh, he just got back from Chile, Patagonia in Chile.
Nice.
Free school gets ORAT. Yes. Oh, yep. So Justin Cambra wants to get to 10K. Like I said, hey, Gus is here. Gus will be joining me on Monday. On with Cody Davis. He was on Bigger Pockets a while back, but he's in Maine. Oh, is it Maine? Yeah, Maine. I think he has 73 doors. But yeah, he's very entertaining and he's putting out some social media stuff too. Serving shaved ice, yeah.
What's the 10K about? Comment about?
So Justin Cambra, I'll put his stuff here in the chat so we can get him some more subscribers. His goal for 2026 is he wants to get his total, I think, following on Instagram and YouTube combined 10K.
Oh, okay.
But he used to work for Amazon. Was it Amazon? Yeah, Amazon, I believe. But he is now a full-time realtor. He still has properties out of state, but he's trying to focus more back in his market now. He's doing the DADU, the detached ADU projects. Because now,
Nice.
like in his market, you can have two ADUs and with separate
It's like California or Washington.
kind of like so same as California,
Mhm.
but you can sell off the ADUs, right? You condoize.
Oh, wow,
Yeah,
that's cool.
yeah. So they're gonna have their own unit numbers in a sense. But shoots, hold on. Where's his? I have his stuff here. Here is his YouTube channel. So everyone, if you haven't, go subscribe. His is W2 to Freedom is his YouTube channel. And here is I know he has like a couple because he has also his realtor side. I don't have that saved. Sorry, Justin. But here is his Instagram handles. So go follow him over there and subscribe if you haven't yet. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, Cashflow Johnny says, oh, yeah, in Dallas, Fort Worth, invest in Abilene, Texas, owned a shave ice trailer business, and now also starting a pressure washing software with my son for him to manage. Yeah, very cool, man. Yeah, I see you on social media, Cashflow. Yeah, see, he got it. Yeah, see, you guys think I'm not seeing what you guys are doing out there, but everyone's killing it out there. Yeah, so Justin Cambra. Yeah, I think wait, Yasik is saying you should start a new show, Mark, instead of keeping up with you can keeping up with the ORAT comedian. Yeah, I don't know. Anything else? Lauren, let's get you in school, Lauren. Come on.
Maybe after this conference, I'll be convinced.
Oh, okay. All right. Everyone has to convince Lauren
Mhm.
to join the school community.
Mhm. Yeah. Think after this conference, one thing at a time. You know what I mean? One rental at a time, one
Oh, I like it. So okay, wait. So Lauren, do you have plans yet when you're gonna be staying in Vegas? Like, do you have it like to arrive on Wednesday,
Yeah, I
possibly?
think I'll probably arrive earlier, but leave on Sunday. So I'll probably arrive on Wednesday, leave on Sunday.
Oh, like right, or not even stay for the full Sunday event?
I'll probably stay for the full Sunday event and then maybe yeah, I'll have to look at the flights. The flights are really limited coming back here, so yeah.
Joel, you might be on the weekend. You said, yeah, or you don't know
Yeah,
yet.
I mean, I have my kids Wednesday, Thursday, so I'll fly out Friday, and then probably come back Monday, I would guess. Maybe Tuesday. I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. What's the most fun days gonna be? Do you think it'll be more fun after, or do you think people are gonna be a little bit beat? Like, they're gonna come in with the high energy on Wednesday, and then by
Well,
Sunday, Monday, they're gonna be, like, dead. We gotta get out of here.
no, I mean the whole time is pretty fun. Wednesday, Thursday is going. A lot of people like the Dion's meetups
Okay.
at midnight. Um, that's a good, interaction, talking story. Um, Friday's got Brandon, who's my Tuesday guest. He's gonna have a coffee thing in the morning meetup, and then you kind of just everyone just is just walking the strip, hanging out, doing whatever they want. So there's kind of little groups that kind of go off on
Okay.
their own. Yeah, Saturday, Sunday is definitely the event, but people kind of just all go out after. Might be kind of hard this year because it seems like there might be a big group, so it's going to be hard to find places that might be able to accommodate that many people. But
Yeah.
it works itself out. I mean, for the most part. Um, no, wait. Hugo's trying to say it's mostly Gen X. They'll be tired. Uh,
That's hysterical. Yeah.
Lauren. See, Flavio says Lauren will be great that you share your knowledge in school.
Mm. There's so many experts in school. I feel like I'd be there to learn.
Well, you would be probably the only boutique hotel person, I think, in
Oh,
there.
you think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think you would get a lot of questions, or people would love to follow that journey, kind of
Mm.
that. So there is a lot of people going down the rent by the room strategy. That is kind
Uh-huh.
of the big pivot for a lot of people right now. They're looking at
Mhm.
that. But I think boutique hotel, because a lot of people. So Ray and Chris have started a Saturday kind of a short-term rental, midterm rental call, and
Okay.
Chris is big in the arbitrage space and the co-hosting. So he's bringing on a lot of guests to come and speak in that space on their Saturday calls. And I think the boutique hotel would get a lot of attraction also too,
Mhm.
because as we're saying, right, people I think are bored in a sense, so or they're trying to find ways to cash flow a little
Yeah.
bit more in real estate.
Yep.
Joel, what would you say to Cashflow Johnny, who says, "I want to be like you guys and start making content one day"?
Yeah, that's directed at you too.
Well,
Well,
let me say
what do you
something
want to
real
make
fast
content
before you.
about?
Yeah, let me say something before you add some. I'll say Cashflow. Whatever you're doing is somewhat, because, like I said, I just mentioned all the things that you're working on, so I'm
Mhm.
seeing it, right? So whatever you're putting out there is content, and you might attract people that want to sell their business, their small business. Like you said, you have the shaved ice, and you have a pressure washing business. So whatever content you're putting out there is working, and I'll keep doing what you're doing. I don't know if
Yeah.
Joel had anything else to say.
Yeah, I mean, just do it. It doesn't even matter. Because you have to understand, if you put content out today and you're coming from zero, you have zero followers. Like that means like zero. Like nobody's even looking at your page. So it doesn't matter what you put out there, no one's gonna care or how bad it is. So just putting something out there every single day, just you're gonna be light years ahead of it, most everybody, because people are thinking the same thing that I can't do it, I don't want to do it, it's not worth it. And so you're just trying to get to the point where you can say, I've been doing this for 6 months. I've been doing this for a year, and then you can pivot and adjust, and et cetera. But you can't do those adjustments if you haven't been putting in the work to lead to that. So,
Yep.
yeah.
Uh, Stan is saying the boutique hotel business model absolutely grabs my attention. I like to do that in New Orleans at some point.
Yeah, New Orleans would be a good market for that.
And that's always his excuse why he can't come to the Vegas event, because that's Mardi Gras weekend, I believe, or Valentine's. So it's a big
Mm,
Airbnb short-term rental weekend for.
yeah.
If I said that's how you test your systems, right? You want to be able to do it remotely, right? So, but I think Stan's not gonna come to Vegas.
Mm.
But yeah, anything else you guys want to do right before we wrap things up? Any final words? Lauren, I would say most people are at probably the Downtown Grand or Golden Nugget.
Okay.
That would probably be where most people are going to be staying at. Oh, Joe, I guess I'll tell
I'll
you
probably
too.
ask you 3 more
Down-
times.
Not saying that no one cares where you're staying, Joel, but downtown Grand and Golden Nugget is where most people are staying.
Good to know.
Yeah. Yes. So Jovi, he's letting Stan know if you join school, you can watch the live stream of the school event or the Vegas event free. That's the only place Zuber's gonna be
Streaming.
streaming it. Yeah. So the past few years or the past two, he offered a virtual ticket. People could pay, I think it was $199, and you could have it live streamed. He's not going to do that. He's basically $20. You'll be able to get it now, the content. So he's losing money, I guess, up front, but maybe the people that join school and after they see what kind of stuff is going on there, they stick around. Josh Burdick says downtown Grand is nice. Yeah, the Grand is nice and it's probably the most convenient. So that's why a lot of people are staying there. But that's all I got for today. It's always fun with the two of you, and I don't know. That's
What did I miss last week?
Last week was wild.
It was female heavy.
I wasn't even needed. I just sat back and I was doing work.
Couldn't get a word in.
Yeah, I couldn't say anything. It was
Monica. What did you guys talk about?
You becoming a broker, or you?
Right, you becoming a broker. Emily had
the haters. Yeah.
Yeah, she has some haters and some controversial things that she said that got some heat. Talked about that a little bit.
So I said
we found out how old Mark was.
Yeah.
59, right?
You have a lot more white right now in your beard. But because I told Emily, every time I post like a reel or shorts of her content, of her saying something, there's always like pushback or feedback on whatever she says. And so we're just laughing that, every time she says something, there's someone commenting. And, of course, you're only getting a short clip of what she's trying to say. But there's always someone like, oh, that's this stupid, So even on her DIY channel, which is big, she said there's always people commenting on her like, oh, this stupid broad trying to fix things, stuff like that, right? So it's just funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Yasik said female takeover. Mark wasn't needed. Yeah, I don't mind that. Stan doesn't like Yasik. What? Stan doesn't like Yasik. Not sure what that means.
Joe V, he doesn't let up. My goodness.
Yeah. He doesn't have much. The Packers suck now, so he doesn't have much to be happy about. Hold on. He said Jovi's asking any update on speed dating.
Oh, I don't know. Do the people want it?
They do.
I feel like we got to get it approved. I kind of liked the idea of speed dating, but for like real estate related things, like you need a contractor,
Yeah. Well, so that was brought up, Joel, that none of the females that brought up the speed dating will probably participate in it.
No. Exactly. Well, Emily's married.
Yeah.
Lauren has a boyfriend. Monica's not going to be there. I think she has a boyfriend too, but
I know none of us are single. So.
Well, we'll scrap that plan then.
Fun while it lasted. That's great.
If the girls, Hugo said, if the girl says me or I a minimum of 7 times in speed dating, a second date is set up. Statistics show.
Oh.
Wait, what?
What?
The girl says me, I.
So she talks about herself. You have to talk about yourself a lot.
I think that's. He said we're all. All right, we'll wrap it up right there then.
Okay.
Hugo's saying we're all single that weekend.
He's not allowed in the speed dating.
Well, yes, always fun. I'm always glad you guys are willing to do this. Tomorrow I got no live stream. Tomorrow Thursday is when I record with Zuber until me and Justin Canberra set up our live streams, probably the following week. Friday I will be back with Emily, and I'm not sure who else yet. We were trying to get Derek Vickers on, mobile home park investor, but he's busy this Friday. He's going to jump on next Friday with me. And then Tuesday, Brian Waters. I'm going to have Brian Waters on. He's a fire captain in LA County, no LA. I think there's I always forget. There's two different departments in LA, but he's a fire captain. He's on social media quite a bit. You'll see Code 3. That's his investing platform. He invests out of state in Detroit, but he was just on Bigger Pockets also recently, so he'll be on Tuesday. But yeah, everyone, thanks for tuning in, and have a good rest of the day, everyone. Thanks.
No.
See ya.
See y'all.